किसका खाना सबसे अच्छा होता था?
I remember going to Rishiji's house, Chintu's house, and Nitu's made a plate for him and for me. And I'm saying, Nitu, itna mat dal, I'm not going to eat so much dal. She's, Arey, don't worry, I'll take. And with his hand, he's taken the dal and put it in his plate. I said, Chintu, what are you doing? Who takes dal with their hand? But so they were like that.
You were one of the first to introduce makeup vans and vanity vans.
Vanity was the name of my company. Today it's become a generic name for what a makeup van is called. Uski vanity aayi ki nahi, vanity idhar laga dena. I said that was my company name.
You're constantly emoting, acting, shift after shift.
One scene I remember it was with Dharamji in a film called Qayamat, and one was with Amrish Ji in Teri Meherbaniyan. I remember getting extremely agitated, breaking down and crying when I did a rape scene.
This is what I always found funny when people said कि वो कैमरे के सामने वो कुछ और ही बनती थी. Not possible.
Said Sridevi is such a brilliant actor. She cannot be so brilliant if she was dumb. Media would write, oh, she's dumb. She'll say, ask mummy, ask mummy. I said, that's a ploy.
You joined BJP way back in 2004. Electoral politics never interested you.
Arun Jaitley ji tab the, unhone mujhse bola tha, you will join politics, what do you want in return? Do you want Rajya Sabha? And I said, no, I don't want anything. I don't want Rajya Sabha. Now today I look back and say how naive and, innocent I was. We've had so many actors who've gone into the parliament, but they've never fought for our industry to that extent. They've been like umpteen number of actors. Unfortunately, lot of them don't even attend parliament.
This episode is powered by easemytrip.com. Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching or listening to another edition of the ANR podcast with Smita Prakash. This episode is being filmed in Mumbai, and my guest today is the Noori girl, Poonam Dhillon. She was a breath of fresh air when she burst into Bollywood in 1979 with Noori opposite Farooq Sheikh in the film set shot in Badarwa, Kashmir. The fantastic music by Khayyam made it a cult film. Poonam Dhillon belongs to that era of Hindi films when after a woman actor got married, the roles hardly came by. Let's find out what her life has been like. So this is a dream come true, Poonam ji, to be the Noori girl. Should I just say, aur main tujhe dekhte hue dekhu? You were such an icon. I remember so clearly of that age and girls put their dupatta like this and then, usko ulat ke and saying, nahi, ye to fashion nahi hai, but aise hi. But you were an icon with that film, Noori.
I wish I had known it at that time. I should have enjoyed it because I had no clue, absolutely. I was oblivious. But also, before we go further, I want to tell you it was equally my excitement to come and be interviewed by you because lot of podcasters now, it's such a norm. Everybody approached me and I've been just saying no.
I know.
You are the first one I've agreed to.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
That's mutual admiration, I would say.
Thank you. I was so keen to speak to you. I saw you, in fact, in one award ceremony and I said, what is it with her? I've been seeing her film since I was in school, college, and she still looks the same. You were still glowing. I was a couple of rows away from you and you were looking so stunning.
Oh, nice and I said to hear that. But yes, I was also in school, college. When I started, I was 15 years old. Yeah. I started. Actually, it was Trishul first.
Trishul,
yeah.
We'll go to Trishul, because I have to ask you, of course, the star cast of Trishul and you acting.
What a magnificent
Gapati gum gum and gapuchi gum gum. It made no sense. Kishiki gum gum.
That after 40 years also people remember that song. That is amazing.
But then after saying those two lines, O Sanam, then it was so beautiful, But I have to talk about Noori because I saw Noori in this city.
Okay.
Yeah, strange that I'm talking to you today, but my memory of Noori is sitting in a Fiat car driving in Juhu with my chacha who was singing that song. Yes, yeah.
Chandan Cinema, you saw it, right?
So I saw it and driving with him, sitting in there, and he was singing it, because he didn't understand Kashmiri culture or singing, and he was like, what is a name like Noori? So I said, this is the difference between growing up in Bombay and not understanding the name Noori and being in Delhi, and it's a common name, right? And knowing Kashmiris who are your friends. Noori is a common name.
Yeah, and I think where it's derived from and what it means, वो हम लोग we take it for granted, which
Yeah.
we do about a lot of names, I think.
So, before we get to what it was like then, let's talk about Trishul. Of course, we have to talk about Trishul. What was it like acting in this, star cast, which was so huge?
You know, we have all heard this kahawat, ignorance is bliss. So for me, I was ignorant, I was blissful, I had no clue I'm working with the top actors of that century. And I was with such amazing talent, with an amazing director. I was like all of ignorance, all of right out of 10th class in school in Carmel Convent, who had not seen too many movies. So for me, I was like, everybody was grown up, everybody was intimidating, and I was with so many people. And then suddenly one fine day, they took us to Lodi Garden and said, we are going to do a song here, that Kapuchi Kapuchi Gum Gum. And I looked around me, there were like 400-500 people gathered. You know, Delhi, how it is, shooting over a public place mein, the crowds are uncontrollable. And I was, oh my God, I don't know how to dance as it is. At that time, I was totally, absolutely untrained. And with so much crowd, so my left feet, right feet, totally clumsy as hell. And Sachin is a good dancer. So he realized how nervous I was and how out of, sorts. So he guided me a lot. He gave me a lot of rhythm, aisa hai, aisa karna hai. And
वो तो child actor रह चुके हैं ना, तो उनको
and
पता
basically he's a great singer, a good dancer. He's very talented person. And for me, I think more than the acting, the singing songs was more of a nightmare. The next thing was, yes, she said, हम वो Oberoi Hotel के swimming pool में करने वाले हैं. And some bikini they bought for me. I said, I'm not going to wear that. So, मुझे बाद में Mrs. Yash Chopra tells me, she says, this little defiant girl, she picked up the costume and you threw it like that and said, I won't wear this. I said, did I do such a horrible thing? She says, no, you are very clear. I said, because I've been swimming from my childhood. I've been a swimmer up to state level, national level from when I was a kid. For me, swimming costume was very comfortable. To wear a itsy bitsy wasn't comfortable. So I said, I'll wear a swimming costume. I'm comfortable with shorts because I used to do gymnastics in school and I was a sports person. So for me, wearing shorts, wearing a swimming costume, all that was okay. But to suddenly wear this little thingy, so finally after much back and forth, they got me, I remember one full piece, one green color one, and then some shorts, and then something. So Pamji used to tell me, "Tu choti si thi, but you were very sure of your mind." And I don't remember this at all. I can't imagine me throwing something and say I won't wear it. But that's what she reminded me.
But did you shoot the scenes with the others, Amitabh Bachchan and all that? Were they in the sets with you?
Yeah, there were no sets. We shot on locations in that film. My first shot of my career was with Amitabh Bachchan.
Oh.
So that was the first scene where, after the accident, I'm bleeding and he gets me out and he gets me to the father. And that very famous scene के उन्होंने हाथ मिलाया तो खून आ गया. अरे एक मिनट के लिए मुझे लगा ये मेरा अपना खून है. Remember that scene? I don't know if you do. Because that was a double meaning dialogue because he is actually his son and Sanjeev Kumar says that. So I remember that scene was my first shot ever of the film.
Okay. It was two great actors and the chemistry, it was almost like, Dilip Kumar and Amitabh Bachchan. And you see Amitabh Bachchan and Sanjeev Kumar, two fabulous
amazing, yes,
actors acting out there in that same screen space. But you were too young probably to understand the enormity, है ना?
That's exactly ignorance, totally stupid. I had no idea that Mr. Bachchan was the god of acting and Sanjeev Kumar was the super god of acting. And what was a bit unnerving for me was this grandfather with silver hair, matlab oldish person,
was not actually old.
When he take off the wig, I said, this is the same person. Oh my God, how do I correlate the two? See, these things we all learn as actors. I may play a great grandmother, I put grey hair, put wrinkles, put everything. But at that time, I didn't know this dichotomy of things के आज इधर है, कल उधर है. एक फिल्म में आपके साथ love scene कर रहे हैं, अगले में आपको बेटा बोल रहे हैं. So, these kind of things were a bit...
Why did Yash Chopra get you that role? I mean, you had no film background.
No.
You're a Fauji bacha.
He hunted me out from Chandigarh and had to persuade me literally with the thing ke kar lo. I think
how
they
did you
wanted
get
a
spotted?
pressure.
Because of the beauty pageant.
Yeah, somewhere he saw my picture and I don't know, it must have caught his eye because he obviously has an eye for spotting thing. So he approached some common friends of my parents and made the offer. And of course, the first thing was, no way, हमारी family में कोई फिल्मों में नहीं जाता है. We are all very academically inclined family, because my brother and sisters both became doctors at the end of it. My mother was into academics. Through her marriage, she was studying. She did her BA and B.Ed and MA after her marriage. They got married very young in those days. And my dad was aeronautical engineer, so ये फिल्मी तो कहीं दूर तक नहीं था हमारे उसमें. So there was a lot of I would say resistance, and also a lot of unhappiness, especially from my mom, because she thought बस नाक कट गई हमारी family की, that's over. But I think ultimately she realized also that the kind of respect you get in the industry is how you behave yourself. If you behave, in a certain way, you will get that kind of reactions from people. So they were all very nice to me. Firstly, I think most of them were protective about me, because I was such a protected kid, and a girl who had not really gone out of little Chandigarh, not gone out of a convent school. So for me, all this was a big jhatka.
Then Red Rose.
What
happened? I mean, come on, again, you think you acted with Amitabh Bachchan and you acted with Sanjeev Kumar, and then you act with Rajesh Khanna. But by the time Red Rose came, I think his heyday was ending, na? It was towards the end of his heydays.
See, I didn't see his heydays because I never used to watch films. I had not really seen too many films. But as a kid, once in school, in the 8th class, we had gone to see shooting, because Chandigarh mein shooting ho rahi thi, B.R. Chopra ji ki film ki shooting. And Rajesh Khanna was there, and I think Vidya Sinha was probably his heroine. But I remember seeing Kakaji. So that was my only exposure to Rajesh Khanna, and we knew. And many years later, when I was to work with him, and in between I worked with Jitendra ji also. So so suddenly from being this 15, by then 16 probably, I think after that Nuri got started. And
Nuri was Farooq Sheikh, right?
Farooq Sheikh, yes.
Yeah. Completely different from Amitabh Bachchan and Sanjeev Kumar and Jitendra you did with Farooq Sheikh.
Totally different kind of thing. So I got a all-rounded exposure to different type of actors, and amazing actors. Farooq was also such a good actor.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
Yeah, he was a stage actor, plus he was everything. And
comic timing.
And more than that, he was a very, I would say, sorted person. He would guide you well, he would talk very, limited, and very, very intelligent, well-read man. So he was another man with books in his hand when he was shooting, and that was me also, not because I was brilliant, because that was my escape, and I used to love reading. Anyway, I was like, sometimes people would say कि आपने कभी life में कुछ pick up किया है. Somebody asked me that. I said the only times I have done some shoplifting or stealing is stealing a book from the library or from a bookshop, because you want those books so badly, you love reading. I said, so we were such kids at that time. I'm talking about when we were 12, 13, 14, not later. So for me, reading was a passion at that age until many years later. Even now I try and get back to it. But आजकल तो इतनी distraction है. आजकल TV है, channels हैं, Instagram है, और अलग-अलग चीज़ें हो रही हैं. So that habit is...
when you acted with Rajesh, you acted in so many, I think 6 or 7 films you've acted with him. Was he different from other actors in the sense that... Did he interact with his heroines?
By the time I had done my second, third film, people were warning me that he's very temperamental. He can get very, difficult to work with. But honestly, I didn't face even one day of any temperamental, starry behavior from him. He used to be very... In fact, my first film, Red Rose, was a very difficult role for an inexperienced actor. And, like having a psycho type of serial killer, schizophrenic kind of a person. But he would help me, he would guide me, he would say, ऐसा करो, breathing ऐसा करो, अच्छा तुम ऐसा, मैं धक्का मारूंगा तुम्हें, तुम फ्रेम में ऐसे गिरना, फिर ऐसे देखना. He would give me a little bit of guidance how to do scenes. Because my director in that film was a guy who didn't speak Hindi or English, which was Bharti Raja, who's an amazing director who later became a good friend also. I did Savere Wali Gaadi with him later. But for me, that was very kind of scary. A director is saying something, looking at me, and then talking to his assistant in Tamil and saying something which doesn't look as if he's approving either of my look or of anything. So what did he say? What did he say? So Kakaji used to help me a lot during that time. So after that, of course, I did many other films with him. But we've always had a very, I wouldn't say he was a buddy or a friend because he was so much senior to me. But he was always, I think because he saw me from like a young age, he always treated me like a kid and protective and guide and things like that.
Unke liye, crowds would come, I believe, massive crowds, whether it was Amitabh Bachchan or Jitendra or Rajesh Khanna that you worked with, always massive crowds of girls who would come and, want his autograph. There were no selfies then. They would want autographs and they'd want to come and touch him and things like that. Did you see all those things with?
See, I saw that with most of my co-stars. Whether it was Amit ji, to of course, wo to abhi tak hai, the kind of craze the frenzy which he arouses. But Kakaji, yes. But surprisingly, one actor who I saw a lot of that at my level was Kumar Gaurav. Kumar Gaurav, after Love Story, was such a craze that whenever I was shooting with him, I did my first film called Teri Kasam with him. And people would say, oh, with the shooting, Kumar Gaurav, can we come to your shooting? Which they never used to, at least my age people. You see, the younger people were all totally awestruck by a younger person. And these senior actors had their own fan following. So, but my friends weren't that age, So, they were all much senior to me.
But why didn't his films click? Like, what do you think? What went wrong with Kumar Gaurav? Because he was such a sensation, he and Vijayata Pandit. And then it just didn't click. Nothing happened.
I cannot analyze the audience reaction, but I can definitely say that Kumar Gaurav wasn't so passionate about wanting to be an actor. I think, like they say, some are born great, some achieve it, some are thrust upon him. It was thrust upon him. So I think unka dil nahi tha so much into acting. He was a good sensitive actor, good face, everything. He had a good voice, everything was there. But I don't think he was so mad about being in films. I feel that.
वो भी चाहिए ना?
वो चाहिए.
वो जुनून अगर नहीं
till
है
you don't have the drive, na? Till you don't have that passion. But also luck is such a big component of films. अगर आपकी 2-3 फिल्में back to back flop हो जाती हैं, and what happens, our industry has a tendency to try and replicate whatever was successful last. So if Love Story was a hit, there'll be kind of love stories being made again. With the same actor, if you're this thing, it's not going to have any novelty in it after that. Try getting him in different roles. Let people say, oh, so nice to see him in this kind of a role. So those kind of things I feel were not happening with him. He didn't get fantastic scripts.
But with you also, in the initial movies that you did, people expected you to look this fabulous and to dress. Your costumes were talked about, your fashion sense. उन दिनों में there were no, image makeovers and fashion, and I'm sure you went and bought some of your outfits on your own.
No, we used to sit at home and my dress will come and we had designers. We were not that backward also, but the designers were not branded people, and they would not really just go and say ये इस brand का मैं ये ले आती हूँ वो ले आती हूँ. They would work. They would sit with their master G's, they would get embroidery done, then we would say, अच्छा ऐसा bag ले एक hairband बनाते हैं, ऐसा ये करेंगे. So we used to get creative with our costumes. We used to spend a lot of effort and time.
But I loved it, the way you did your polo neck, skeevy कहते थे ना उन दिनों.
Skeevies. I'd forgotten that word.
Yeah, you wore those, the pinks and the blues, and there was a lot of color to your, and somehow your fashion sense brought a kind of a sophistication to the city girl. I just feel that they didn't look tacky.
Yeah, I was a bit understated, and in fact, just few days ago, I was showing my daughter a picture which somebody had sent. Instagram and Twitter keep sending you pictures. So I said, she said, Mom, you were actually very well dressed in those days. Na? I said, I didn't realize it. And then I told her, I said, the background of this jumpsuit I'm wearing, I had bought the fabric in Maldives when I was shooting there.
Okay.
And I got it tailored because I really liked the print. And she says, oh, you've been doing it since then? Because I still do it. I still design my clothes and I still want to, get things made the way I think
because
correct.
Before the 80s, when you look back, thoda sa garish and loud designs hote the of the city girls. But I think some of them were there, like Parveen Babi, Zeenat Aman.
No, they were so
They were
sophisticated,
iconic fashion statements they made when they played city girls. Some of you in the 80s.
But you see, they were the more mature and glamorous. We were the more college girl, school girl variety. So we weren't wearing sequences and off shoulders and halters.
Yeah.
Because Parveen and Zeenat could carry those off because they were more womanly. Our lot, whether it was Padmini, myself, Rati, I think they were the more girlish look, I feel.
But whether it was Rati Agnihotri, Padmini Kolhapuri, they carried the Indian look. You could carry Indian as well as Western. I don't think Padmini Kolhapuri, though she's a friend of yours, I don't mean it demeaningly.
No,
I just
absolutely
mean
not.
that she somehow, Prem Rog, right? The film.
See, that's what the thing is. The image gets stuck because it had a phenomenal story, phenomenal director, phenomenal co-star. So you can't take away that character felt that is only Padmini.
No,
right?
She's done many films, of course. But I will always associate her with a very Indian sensibility. That
I know
that
what you're
she
saying.
did.
Yes.
Not her sister. Like when you think about Shivangi, right? Her sister is.
Shivangi's never done films though.
But when you think of her, Shivangi has no.
No, that is the other younger sister, Tejaswini.
Tejaswini. Okay, yeah, okay. I made that thing. I guess so, yeah. But like say, you think of Shilpa Shirodkar and Namrata Shirodkar, right? Two sisters, but different fashion and vibes, right? But you somehow did the city girl vibe with sophistication, I think that you
I
brought.
had no
It's
clue.
a Chandigarh sensibility.
I had no clue what I was doing or why I was doing, but what appeal. Yes, I remember one thing. I had this great Chandigarh बोलते हैं ना mental block कि पेट नहीं दिखाना है, reveal नहीं करना है. So if you are wearing an Amrapali dress, which obviously midriff is showing, and I was skinny and flat stomach, ऐसा नहीं that I was hiding tires, but I would not want to expose my stomach. I would not want to expose. So I would put jewelry there, put things there. So I would tell my dress designer, I said मुझे कुछ दीजिए जो इसमें इधर दुपट्टे के साथ cover होगा या कैसा. So when you look back, that time I didn't realize what was I doing or what was the psychology behind it. But I just wasn't comfortable revealing. I could wear short skirts, I could wear shorts. I was totally comfortable with that.
Midriff नहीं करना.
Midriff नहीं.
अब ये होता है ना, like some actresses will do all kinds of dances but won't do a kissing scene. कि वो नहीं करना. But that they put it in their contract कि वो cannot do that. But और सब कुछ like they can do the latkas and jhatkas and everything. But वो नहीं कर सकते. You acted opposite Rishi Kapoor also in quite a few films. What was he like as a co-star?
I think he was one of the most talented actors. I was a big fan. I am a big fan of his. The most natural actors. I used to always say Kamal Haasan and he are the two most actors I've learned a lot from, because I did a lot of films with both of them, and both were amazing actors. And I think Rishi Kapoor probably was the only actor who could sing a sad song with a smile, and he would, it was a very, then later when I saw a lot of Raj Kapoor films, I said Raj Uncle also used to do that. Dukhi gaane, unhappy songs, but he would have a smile on his face, but the tragedy was still there. It wasn't as if he was smiling and it's a happy smile. It was a sad smile, So Rishi Kapoor had that quality that he could make you feel absolutely emotional just by a look. And the way he sang songs, I think most natural. And he used to look so endearing when he would be singing songs.
Whoever he acted with, he looked totally in love with the actress. He was acting with.
He was a great actor. And trust me, I don't think he was in love with any of his co-stars. other than Neetu. Other than Neetu. So, but that shows what a great actor he was. So,
I saw an interview, Raza Murad's interview I was watching and he said that there was this one film in which he acted and Raj Kapoor was directing and Rishi Kapoor was... Prem Rog only, na? हाँ. And he said, नहीं चिंटू बाबा आप ऐसे करो. Men asked him again and again, takes again and again that it just won't look. And then he told him, he says, वैसे करो जैसे कि दिलीप कुमार, would do it. And everybody would think that Raj Kapoor and Dilip Kumar rivals.
But I don't know.
In one point of time,
yes.
they had rivals, professional rivals. That they had a rivalry going, people said कि उनके fan club अलग थे, इनके fan club अलग थे, और वो मतलब वो दोस्त जितने भी हो कोई मानेगा नहीं कि वो दोस्त है, इतना because उनकी पिक्चरें same time release होती थी,
yes, of course.
किसकी पिक्चर ज़्यादा चली, किसकी कम चली, and to tell your son act like Dilip Kumar is something else. He could have acted it out himself and said, do what I'm telling you to do. Most directors would do that, but he was like, think of yourself कि कैसे Dilip Kumar would do this. Sometimes did you feel that directors who directing their daughters, sons, they are harsher to them than they would to others?
I'm sure that could be true because I've not seen too much of it, but I'm sure it is because you kind of have a certain boundary and a line when it's another actor, right? That I cannot say something which might hurt them or insult them or hurt their ego. But with your own child or family, you probably can cross that line much easier. So I'm sure that must be happening very often with people.
Hello?
Like, recently I was seeing a show where Hrithik and his dad are talking. I'm sure they were had clashes like that. Or any father and son or father and daughter, because you easily cross that line. Na? Usme kya hai? Apni, or your wife or your daughter you're working with, you will very easily cross that line and tell her off in a way that she's not, and you are expecting a lot from them too. You want them to be perfect.
So Kiran Rao said this, that, with Aamir when she was directing him, and she would yell at him and things like that. And after some time, he just told her, yaar, मैं भी एक्टर ही हूँ ना वहाँ पे, तुम डायरेक्टर हो तो जैसे बाकियों को प्यार से समझाते हो मुझे भी प्यार से समझा दो, like क्या जाता है तुम्हारा,
वो I'm saying you take more liberties with your own people, because that बोलते हैं threshold के I can't go further than this is not so visible na, with your own people. You take them for granted.
Did you get yelled at by directors? डांटा था आपको?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think any director yelled at me. Yes, probably I was such a innocent looking child in those days that they would, and I was very obedient that way. I was a very professional person. I would never, I would say, defy or argue. I used to do my work. I wasn't the most experienced of actors, so I would learn. I would want to ask questions. So as I started understanding the craft more and more, then is when I started maybe giving suggestions कि ऐसा कर लें, वैसा नहीं करें. So maybe that in those days, I think heroes were expected to do that. Heroines weren't too much expected to do that. But today, now the whole thing is all equal. You are no more segregation, hopefully not. And there's so many amazing women directors today who are giving direction to actors. And they are listening, and they are like, captain of the ship is a woman. So I think that, fortunately, that, difference or that is never going to come back again.
Because when you were leading lady in your films, उस time वो heroes का दौर था, right? Those larger than life figures where the hero can do no wrong. चाहे वो set पे 4 घंटे late आए, heroine has to wait. Screen space share करना बोले तो like you're sharing 1/4 of the screen. उनका रौब ज़्यादा था.
Yes, होता था ज़रूर. In fact, I remember very clearly मेरे 1-2 co-stars जो chronic late comers थे. I used to sulk with them. I couldn't say anything to them. When you are like 20 years old and they are probably 35, you're not going to yell at them, right? So I would just sulk and they'd say, I would tell my hairdresser, they don't even apologize. They just come in and as if everything is normal. We've been waiting for 5 hours. The least they can say, sorry, we are late. कोई apologize भी नहीं करता है यहाँ पे.
और वो it's not as if आज तो everybody has their makeup vans and all that. वो you have to sit in the green room, waiting
No,
and
so
sometimes
more than anything
outdoors.
else, more than anything else, you feel even my time, I could have done something else in that time, na?
Yeah.
मैं इधर जो बैठी हूँ, thank God for my books, so I would pass my time. So when I tell people I used to read a book in a day in those days because of these nice heroes who would make me wait for hours. But I learnt my lesson of punctuality. I remember with Kamal Hassan. We were shooting for a film in Chennai, and it was an outdoor shoot. So he said, everybody 7 o'clock, so and so garden में सब shooting है. So I must have reached at 7:30, makeup करके and all. By Bombay standards, I thought I was very early, and nobody comes at 7:38, and wow, I am so punctual. When I reached there, it was like very solemn air, atmosphere there. I said, "Hi, good morning." Poonam, these people have been here. They leave their home at 5 o'clock to be here at 6:30 because they don't have a car dropped it off. They may have to take public transport. And they have come hungry, tired, whatever. I think we should respect their time also. I was like, yes, absolutely. And today I say that to everybody. I said we have to respect that a unit is not made up of the 4 stars. There are 50, 70, 100 people who are working behind the cameras who are not seen. And they are there on their feet the whole day, whether they're setting up lights or they're doing the sound or the costume, and they live far away. They don't have the luxury of door-to-door pick-up and drop and drivers. So that is something one time, and as I said, I'm a fast learner, I realized that yes, it was not out of carelessness, but just out of ignorance. I didn't even realize that. And from that day onwards, I was very particular that I would try always be on time. So this is some...
Mr. Bachchan also is one of those, I believe.
He is a scary extra time पे आ जाते हैं वो. Time से पहले आ जाते हैं. So that is also gives everybody a fright ना कि 6 बजे बोला है तो वो 5 बजे पहुंच जाएंगे वहाँ.
Akshay Kumar also I've heard that वो भी time पे आते हैं whatever, but उनका जो पैकअप टाइम है वो पैकअप टाइम है. उसके बाद अगर आप लेट आ गए तो आप लेट आ गए. There are many people who are like that. They give you that, और जब हैं सेट पे तो full.
हाँ, fully there. That is the way it should be actually, na. See, only thing is I feel I as a person, I may have had, especially when my kids were small, I had a fixed time. I would say I'll leave at 8:30 or 8 o'clock because I had responsibilities. I had little bachas. So I said, no, I want to see them before they go to sleep. I don't want to reach home when they're asleep and then they are off to school. So then when my producer would say, आधा घंटा और 1 घंटा और, I would say, please don't do this because I had told you that I have to leave. I've made things clear. And that's not just a women fancy. I'm not going on parties or I have something. But try and keep this timing once in a while. But I'm such a, softie and I would grumble and then I would extend the shoot. And I would feel very irritated, but I would extend the shoot because work is a priority. Especially if you're ever doing television, then you are stuck. Because the producer will say, ये episode जाना है, कल हमको भेजना है, telecast है. So what do you say?
Yeah, you've done so much of television.
I've done television later, which was itself a big decision. And trust me, 25 years ago or 30 years ago when I did my first show, nobody thought it was a big medium. But I said, no, I want to do it because it suits my lifestyle. Because I want to be home at a certain time. I don't want to do outdoors. I don't want to travel. I have my son was 1 year old that time. I said, I have my priorities, so I want to work because I don't want to be sitting at home. Because after a year of having my son, I realized all I was doing was baby talk all day. I had no adult to talk to, or I was talking to my staff, and there was like no interaction of any kind. I said, I need to get out. So my brother and sister both would tell me, you need to get out and work. Don't just sit at home and become one typical, agitated, frustrated woman. You need to get that exposure, meet people outside, adults, and come back home and then this thing. So that's when I decided to do television. Little bit. 2 days in a week or 4 days in a month.
But un dino, if you moved from films to television, it was literally death knell. Ki khatam,
there was like, it means you have accepted that your career is over as a heroine. I said, but listen, I've done like 70, 80, 90 films by now. I want to spend time. And I remember saying this very wise thing at very young age, was saying, I can always get another film, but my child is never going to be 1 year or 6 months ever again. So I don't want to miss out those moments, which is what I think most mothers will feel, to go through those phases of your child's life is so important.
But it's a tough call
balance.
also.
It is very tough.
Right? I mean, even there was a time, actresses hid their marriage also. Didn't tell anybody कि शादी हो चुकी है. बताते ही नहीं थे. For years together, nobody knew that they had already. Knew in the sense, see, that was the only information was the fashion, the film magazines. आजकल तो you can't hide anything.
They don't want to hide anything.
They put their entire life out there. They do it themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
So वो भी एक दौर था, ये भी एक दौर है.
So we are in the middle of it now. If people
No,
tell
you've
me,
lived both.
No, that's what I'm saying. So for us to acclimatize to, okay, come to my house, shoot my whole bedroom, my house, my bathrooms, and walk through it, I still have reservations about
That's
that.
stupidity.
हाँ,
I've
because
seen
still
that.
people would come, ये magazine हम interior का कर रहे हैं, I said नहीं. Certain things are sacrosanct. I don't want my kids and my house to be out
No,
there
but
everywhere.
It's the security aspect. आपने दिखा दिया कहाँ balcony है आपकी,
किधर
कहाँ
चढ़
कितने
सकते हैं।
दरवाजे हैं. उसके बाद आप कह रहे हो कि कोई intruder आ गया घर में. आपने ही तो दिखाया सारा layout अपने घर का.
Yes, that is another aspect.
Well,
Yes.
that's my first thing when I heard about the Saif incident was that, oh my God, look at the number of pictures which the channels are showing of your house. You have shown everything. Of course, I'm not saying that the intruder would have seen all that. But what I'm saying is you're putting things at risk by showing the layout of your house because you are celebrities. The dangers of putting too much of your routine on Instagram कि आप 8 बजे जिम जा रहे हैं, आप इतने बजे सेट पे you if anybody has evil intentions, they have mapped out your home, they have mapped out your thing.
Don't give ideas.
Yeah, so don't do it. Like my thing is that I'm not saying that जो सैफ के साथ हुआ वो हुआ, but you've been something like that has happened to you also before Saif. Your home.
Yes.
That
was of course a stupid theft and a robbery. It was that nobody was at home. My son was out of India. I was not in the house. We were getting the house painted. So the guys had plenty of time to look through things and break into things and do that. When it's a lived-in house, obviously you're going to have things in there.
But you feel violated, na? Ki
You do, and I was shocked also that ye aadmi who was here every day for the last so many days, and he came back after robbing also. He used to come every day. So finally, I think my manager asked him, तुम उसके बाद भी आते रहते थे क्यों? इसे अगर मैंने आना बंद कर दिया होता, they would have suspected कि I am the one. And maybe he thought it won't be found out for a long time. Because, things like that. So I guess, I also feel that, the disparity between the haves and have-nots is so much that we shouldn't rub it in their face all the time. So because of that, many, many years ago when my kids were small, I used to have this extreme, I would say, emotional reaction कि see these kids on the road. Little bachas जो भीख मांग रहे हैं, आ रहे हैं. As a new mother, I used to feel more emotional. And I used to say, okay, now they look so sweet and pathetic and you want to give them some food. But these same kids are going to become 10 years and then 14 years. And then you will say, hey, कुछ काम करना, क्या भीख मांग रहा है, हट्टा कट्टा तो है. Have you heard yourself and 100 people saying that? But those kids don't have any craft. They don't have any training.
Skill,
How are they going to learn? So I had taken this project up. In fact, I had gone to Delhi. I had gone to the skill development minister at that time was, I think, Rudy ji the us time pe. I had spoken to all of them. I said, we should do, I would say, vocational training for street children. Because these kids are also going to grow. There is nothing which is going to stunt them and make them cute and small forever. The moment they are teenagers and they will see कि सबके हाथ में मोबाइल है, सबके पास ये है वो है, they will have desire to own those, and they'll have no means to own that. What is going to happen? They are going to become petty thieves and then criminals. I said, we have to do something about it. And I still feel very strongly about it. I've spoken about that to a lot of my friends who have NGOs and all. But it's such a huge project. And I really still want to do it because I think our next generation is going to be at risk also. These thefts and robberies are going to happen because there's so much difference between the haves and have not. And it's very visible.
Saif also said this in an interview when he was asked about it. He's only given one interview so far. And in that also he said that, when that man came into his house, he didn't know whose house he's robbing. He just needed the money. He was desperate and he didn't know how to get it. And when he entered and he negotiated, so he was like, I don't. I mean, of course, he shouldn't have got violent with me, but I understand where he came from.
No, my point is, what is our answer to this? A kid who's growing up on the roadside, whose parents send him out to beg, he'll beg. For a few years, you'll say, मैं cash नहीं देता, मैं इसको बिस्किट दे देता हूँ, केला दे देता हूँ, जो भी हमारे हाथ में है. So many times, we come back from restaurants where food, I would give the box to them. But I said, this is only when they're kids.
It's stopgap also.
And then I was telling my friends, would you keep, आप सब बोलते हो, अरे कुछ काम क्यों नहीं करता, would you keep him in your house? Would you get a guy from the street and say, चलो मेरे घर में आके काम कर लो? Would you ever? None of us would do it. So what are those people going to do? So I worked on that whole project. I told them we should make them skills like which we all feel shortage of. हम बोलते हैं plumber नहीं मिलता हमको electrician नहीं मिलता है, हमको painters नहीं अच्छे मिलते हैं, carpenters नहीं मिलते हैं, embroidery वाले, tailors. We should get them trained to those which don't need, by getting them to be graduates or bigger degrees.
Yeah.
This is not assuring a livelihood. Everybody needs to eat. Everybody needs to. So that was my thought and idea. But there were so many different vocations.
Yeah.
I, single person, could not do it by myself. But
you spoke about motherhood, but there was all, and we talked about how married actresses के लिए roles नहीं होती थी, तो actresses बताती नहीं थी about marriage. You got married when you were pretty young, and you did say it was done in haste. Why? What happened in that phase? When did you decide to get married, and why were you upset with that?
Now when you look back, you have to really rethink about those things because it's so many years ago. Well, I think as actresses, what happens is you live a very protected life. You don't meet too many people. We start shooting in the morning, come back at night. Day after day, it was, at least in my days, it was like almost 30 days a month or outdoors. You were not meeting any people. People your age, either whom you are working with were much senior to you, or where were you meeting really people? So you didn't have a judgment of what really your life partner should be. I came from a very, very strict family, so I wasn't allowed to date or go out or get to meet people. So whatever little teenage, things you did it chupke, which is not the way, today when I have grown up kids, I want them to meet people, to know what they are looking for, to know, understand. So my ex-husband's a very nice person, but two nice people need necessarily make a good couple, Upbringing is different, your values are different, your interests are different. So I say if it was only two good people, then everybody should be happily married, because there are very few bad people, It wasn't as if he was a violent guy or a bad guy or a alcoholic or nothing. None of those things were there. But certain things like compatibility, and I had never been exposed to any of these depth things. So now I realize one thing, that it's important to get to know the person to some extent. Of course, I have seen of instances people have known each other, lived together, even then they don't have those things happen. But I think in my case it was just that non-exposure, very strict parents, and then meeting somebody who I thought was a very, very nice person, and that was it.
Okay, so but when things didn't work out and you got the custody of the children, to start out as a divorcee again in a life in this industry, was it hard?
As I said,
aaj ke zamane mein it's very common.
No, I will say that again. In any industry, in any place, in any situation, how you get treated is how you behave yourself. So I was very fearful that I'll be very upset that my friends or their husbands, if they start treating me differently now that I'm divorced, or if the men start looking at me and, treating me. But touch wood, I was really lucky and blessed that nobody changed their attitude or started making indecent proposals or insinuating things. I mean, they may have been one or two scattered, but that showed their character, not, it wasn't a reflection.
And that's in any profession.
Any profession, whether you're single, divorced, married, they would still, those few suspect characters would still behave like that. But by and large, I didn't have to face that, that whole. And my whole world was so focused on my two kids. So that was like bringing them up was the main.
You've had very lasting friendships, right? Padmini Kolhapuri, Jackie Shroff. These were all, your support systems, and they lasted.
Yeah.
Your friendships lasted, which is nice.
Touch wood, yes.
Did it matter to them because your ex-husband is also from the film industry? So, do these relationships feel the pressures when this happens?
No, you know, it's surprising. There were a lot of my friends who Ashok met through me. And then we all as couples became friends and we all were doing things together. So when we split, a lot of my friends were in a dilemma. What should we do now?
Choose karna padega.
And I told each and every one of them, please, you don't have to choose. And in fact, the first time somebody had a dinner and a party, they said, kya karein, Ashok ko bulaye? I said, of course, bulao. Why should you not call him? I mean, the differences between us was, we are still not enemies. We are still friends. And in fact, my international friends whom he met through me, they all living in LA and New York and all, they used to feel more concerned. Kya kare ab wo hamare paas aayega? Could we make him stay with us? I said, of course. Because he doesn't stop being the person he was. He's still a nice person.
He never remarried, or did he?
No, he's also not remarried.
And you also never remarried after that? You never found anybody?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, who knows? You never know with life, right?
Well, as
See,
you say.
another person I found was that a friend of yours also was like Smita Patel, right? She also married the wrong guy or whatever. That relationship also didn't work, right? What happened? Why did she have to get married to Raj Babbar? He was already a married man. What happens?
Well, in our industry, as I said, you meet very limited people. You don't get out. And, you know, I just said this to you a little while ago, that you don't get to be exposed to normal people. Unfortunately, the people you get exposed to either are such fans, they'll think of you as unapproachable.
Like a goddess.
Or they think ye film wale to aise hi hote hain. Or they have such a bad opinion about film people as if they are characterless, idiotic people. So the two extremes, one, they're so fascinated by you and they think you're beyond reach, and others who look down upon film people as being some kind of, you know. And I have, from personal experience, seen that all the heroines whom I've seen married have been such amazing housewives. They've been such good homemakers. All of them.
No, what I meant was, like, you see today's actresses, they would never so-called marry a married man. But when you were a leading lady, imagine the thinking actresses like Shabana Azmi or Smita Patel, both married men. Hema Malini married a married man. You know, so many I could think of from the top of my head.
I can think of 5 more.
You know, Jayprada. Like they know what they are signing up for.
But that is what my point was. In those days, everybody was doing 2 shifts, 3 shifts. And there wasn't, I think, a system of dating, going out, meeting normal people from different professions or different things. So there you go on the first shoot, you're shooting with X person. You go on the next shift, again he's there. Yeah. You're on outdoor for 20 days. And, you know, and they are all nice people. You're talking to them, you're sharing your life problems with them, and slowly it becomes friendship. Friendship becomes attraction or whatever. So I think lack of opportunities elsewhere to meet new people, to meet things was in those days. Today's girls go out all the time. They are meeting people, they are going and, interacting with a whole lot of people. The whole scenario has changed today. And today the people are going on apps and finding people, right? So in our time, it was only whom you met and whom you could interact with.
And there was no, like our actresses have their time out. They'll go to the gym, they'll go take their vacations, you'll see them ki wo vacation ki pictures le rahi and all. But in your generation, it was like work, multiple shifts.
Because we were doing 12 films at a time. I was a heroine who did least amount of film. Baki to 20-22 karte the. I would do only, I said no, not more than 12. I thought I was being extremely, ke saal mein 12 films karungi, that's it. But today they are doing 1 film at a time. So they know, acha, March mein shoot khatam hoga, June, July, I have my own time. February, March, April ke baad main is time pe ye July mein shuru karungi fir. So, you know, there's a system has changed. The working style has changed. And because of that, they are able to do time management of their own. Take vacations, whether it's the top stars. today all the actors, the heroes, all take vacations, they go out. For us at that time, it was, I'm on an outdoor shoot, I'm shooting till the 19th, okay, I'll stay 2 days extra and, maybe see a little bit of, say, Maldives or Switzerland or wherever you were shooting, ki chalo thoda sa, ya Kashmir. I remember in those days, I used to go to Kashmir maybe 4 times in every summer, 5 times, because all films that time were shot in Kashmir. It was my such a desire to go to Vaishno Devi, right? I'd say udhar se Jammu, itni flights bhi nahi thi, those days.
हाँ, correct.
So, udhar se jaake Jammu, Katra se jaake karenge. Every year I used to plan I will go, and I used to get that one day to get off and go to, because कभी shooting late हो गई, आज बारिश हो गई, आज धूप नहीं थी, तो we have to extend shooting. I said, I had planned I will go, I'll do this, वो रह गया. So years after years I was not able to do it.
Wow.
So, that was the tightness of our schedules.
हाँ.
So,
Which co-star did you think कि हाँ इनके साथ मैं छुट्टी कर सकती हूँ या no? Can't do? No, without it being misconstrued as कि ये
no,
गड़बड़
at that time it wasn't even a norm. I mean, I don't even remember sitting eating dinners with any of my co-star कि after shooting we'll meet up and we'll eat dinner.
Really?
Yeah.
क्यों?
Firstly, तो I would say I wasn't allowed to. It wasn't रात को किधर जाना and किधर, and I did think it would be misconstrued also, and it. And anybody who called you for dinner at 10:30, 11 may not have had the best of intentions. So,
so it was very difficult for you to. You're right. That which means that date करके experience लेके फिर decide करो वो नहीं हो रहा था.
नहीं होता था. We were overworked, working all the time, and then your parents were there all the. Most of our heroines of that time, we were answerable to our parents. Today, there nobody's answerable. We were scared.
मम्मी जी बोलेंगी.
वो मम्मी जी नहीं बोलेंगी, but हम वैसे भी, and my poor mom and my dad, they were the kindest, most soft-spoken people, but just one look was enough to make me feel disapproval cannot be, So today, so the kids will argue with you and tell you, what nonsense are you talking? So they will explain to you that this is not the way, you don't understand, your thinking is wrong. But we couldn't really. Of course, my dad says I argued a lot with him. But my argument was based more on, no, it's not like that. It was, So rules were rules. 10 o'clock pack up means 10:30 I should be home.
So my research team tells me that you were one of the first to introduce makeup vans and vanity vans or whatever it's called. I hate that word. Vanity थोड़ी ना है वो.
मतलब, but I'll tell you something. Vanity was the name of my company.
Oh.
So you have to name your company something. So one of my friends who was a journalist.
And I said it shouldn't be named that.
No, because it was a
vanity
van.
Case होता था ना
it was a van. They were makeup vans.
Vans.
It was a pun on the word van and vanity, because you are doing, even the dressing thing is called. So
I thought it's because VIP used to have a suitcase and they used to then have that vanity case.
Yes, I know what you're talking
Miss
about.
India.
I know those little briefcase, chote wale.
जो the flight attendants used to carry that. वो Air India का ad आता था for air hostesses.
Nothing to do with that. In fact, मेरी एक बहुत अच्छी friend थी. She is no more, unfortunately. She was the editor of Stardust at that time. So when I was planning my whole thing, I said I need to name my company. Suggest some names. So हमने बहुत सारे नाम. No. Prochi Badshah.
Okay.
Prochi was. So Devyani was never with Stardust. She was Star
and Style.
So Prochi suggested Vanity, and besides all the other names which we were working on, and I thought that was a very good name. And today it's become a generic name for what a makeup van is called. Uski vanity eye ki nahi, vanity idhar laga dena. I said that was my company name. These are, you could say makeup van idhar laga do, but today they're called vanities.
They're called vanities. Okay. But I believe ever since that came, the camaraderie between एक्टर्स कम हो गई हैं. जैसे पहले होता था कि सब लोग एक सेट में साथ बैठते थे. देयर वर नो सेल फोन्स, तो यू हैव टू स्ट्राइक अप अ कन्वर्सेशन विद योर co-stars, या फिर लाइक काजोल और यू रीड अ बुक. दैट्स द मैक्सिमम दैट यू कुड डू टू किल टाइम. अब तो सेल फोन पे है और फिर सब अपने वैनिटीज में चले गए, तो वो you don't have that.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that on the various chats or interviews कि एक ज़माना था हम एक दूसरे से मिलते जुलते थे. But also I would say that on the set is also where you're getting to know each other, or chit-chatting or comradeship happens. And if you become comfortable, then you share lunches even in makeup vans. कि आज क्या लाए हो घर से, let's eat lunch together, or we sit down.
किसका खाना सबसे अच्छा होता था? किसके घर का खाना?
Oh gosh, in those days I don't even remember. But recently
I'm sure the Kapoor.
Oh, Kapoor's के तो घर का खाना क्या, the whole unit used to be pampered. I remember I did one film with RK Banner called BVO BV.
Of course.
So, and मतलब शूटिंग से ज़्यादा हमको इंटरेस्ट होता था what will be there for lunch with Raj uncle would be there in his cottage, and we did a lot of shooting in RK studio also besides shooting in outdoor, and my goodness, and that continued all through.
I believe his wife was like a legendary hostess, right?
Amazing. But you know, that thing continued even later when both of them were no more. If you go to Dabu's house, you know, you went to the Chembur house, even then that kind of food which was laid out, the food was hospitality, was always there.
Punjabi khana
mostly.
That's why now you being a Punjabi, you kind of figure out that, right?
I mean, I don't think ever they would serve pizzas in their house.
Very very ek to daler that you have a lot
they
of food.
They make a lot of effort and there's so much food. And I remember after a late evening, as time was passing, even the eating manners would change. So I remember going to Rishiji's house, Chintu's house, and Nitu's made a plate for him and for me. And I'm saying, Nitu, itna mat dal, I'm not going to eat so much dal. She says, Arey, don't worry, I'll take. And with his hand, he's taken the dal and put it in his plate. I said, Chintu, what are you doing? Who takes dal with their hand? But you know, so they were like that, very informal.
After 3 pegs down, it doesn't matter ki chammach uthao, kadchi uthao, ya haath se uthao, you know.
So those were such.
But you must have seen their romance also, right? Neetu and Chintu.
You know, they had just got married when I joined the industry.
Okay.
Neetu had just kind of almost given up. I attended their wedding because I had just joined films. But I didn't see their romance because I was not in the industry at that time.
But she gave up. She's another actor who just gave up acting.
Gave up, yeah. I saw them a little bit during Dusra Aadmi because Yash Chopra ji ki film thi wo.
Rakhi ke saath.
Yeah. So that little bit I attended 1 or 2 shootings which were at Yashji's house, so you know, at their apartment.
That was a film before its time.
Again, another film which was ahead of time. What a beautiful film.
For an older woman and that, and you could see that obsession. He portrayed it so beautifully. Rishi Kapoor, you know, fabulous. The way he acted.
Actors, all 3 of them. Rakhi ji was also a very, very amazing actor. So all that whole film was extremely beautiful. But now when you look back at it, a lot of people would say, "Oh my God, that was an iconic film." I said, but that time it didn't really do well.
Correct, it did. Because I think also these kind of iconic films, people find it difficult to accept. There was that other film, remember that Sridevi and Anil Kapoor where she comes back as a daughter.
Yeah.
Double role tha, mother and daughter.
That was again a Yash Chopra film, if I remember rightly.
Which one was that? Just check. Usme bhi, I think it didn't do well because people just
cannot accept that he's romancing the daughter now.
The daughter, you know, ki wo nahi chala, in the sense that resistance to those kind of films.
Yeah.
Which film of yours did you find difficult to do? Like, that it goes against your grain or...
Forget against my grain. A subject which I think today is, again, as they call iconic, is Ye Vaada Raha. Okay, a film. That time it wasn't accepted. Because I remember reading that book. I was going somewhere, I think I was going to Japan, and I picked that book up at the airport. It was a book by Daniel Steele called The Promise.
I've read every book of Daniel Steele.
We all did in those days.
Because in those days, I mean, not many.
So when I came back, I told Yashji, I said, Yashji, एक बहुत अच्छी कहानी मैंने पढ़ी है. I think it's a lovely thing. He said, मैं किताब नहीं पढ़ता, तुम पैम को दे दो, वो पढ़ के मुझे बता देगी. So I said, okay.
It's a kind of film, a book she would also read.
Yeah, so Pam ji read it probably again in a day. It was a very, fast reading book. And she gave him the narration of the subject, and I was very excited waiting for his reaction. So I said, Yash ji, पढ़ी आपको पैमी ने बताया? He said, हाँ, बट ये ना फिल्म हमारा हिंदी ऑडियंस एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेगा. आई सेड क्यों यश जी, इतनी अच्छी स्टोरी है, इतना रोमांटिक स्टोरी है, एवरीथिंग. एक बात बता, हेमा मालिनी जीनत अमान बन जाए, कौन एक्सेप्ट करेगा? That he finished my dream there and then, and over story. Yash Chopra तो नहीं बनाने वाले थे. उसके बाद many years later, 5-7 years later, when the subject was offered to me, when they were narrating it to me, I said, this is The Promise. He said, yeah, it's based on that. I said, I've always loved that subject and I wanted it to be made. And sure, it proved right enough. At that time, plastic surgery wasn't something people would accept so easily.
Huh.
And that whole face has changed, and the same person is da. So it didn't work well at that time.
Huh.
But today, people totally, every Tom, Dick, and Harry is doing.
Like, for example, Kurz worked.
Yeah, Kurz worked.
Kurz, so, and you can never say why.
No, reincarnation works in India because we believe in past life. हम लोग सोचते हैं कि महल वर्क जो पिछले जन्म का इस जन्म में हो गया, ये हो गया. Reincarnation is a very Indian theme.
But I preferred Kurz to reincarnation of Peter Proud.
Because we empathize with that. I mean, that was the germ and that's how it came.
Sometimes these remakes are better than the original, no?
Because they were set in our Indian... I mean, I have always felt that books are more endearing and gripping than films. Because, for example, if you see that Dan Brown film, you see those things.
Yeah.
How can you ever fit all those descriptions in a film? You can't.
Yeah.
You can't fit the thinking process. अभी आप यहाँ बैठे हैं, आप सिर्फ जो बोल रहे हैं दिखाई दे रहा है ना. आप जो सोचे हैं ये ऐसा है वो है वो. Book में the whole thought process is explained to you. And you interpret it according to your. Here this
But it also depends on the filmmaker, no?
But it's very difficult to, I mean, we talk about maybe films like, what is it, Vivian Leigh and Clark Gable and,
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. इतनी मोटी किताब थी, उसको कंडेंस करके एक ब्यूटीफुल फिल्म बनाई. Most people hadn't read the book, so they won't know because it wasn't easy to read.
But I read the book after seeing the film.
Because he got you so...
so hooked on, so I wanted to read it.
Yeah.
But then see, if you read George Bernard Shaw, unki kitni sari writings have been made into films in different countries.
Yes.
Right? But wo adapted to your sensibilities. But like, see, you read Pygmalion, it's nowhere as great as My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
Somehow the music and everything.
Yeah, those things, see, you add those things. Na? My Fair Lady is because of the music, or Sound of Music is because of the music.
Yeah.
So those things are a different thing. Music adds a lot of life to the thing. But by and large, as we coming back to Ahead of Time, so that was my one film which wasn't accepted at that time. But till today, people of that generation whom I meet, हमारी सबसे favorite film आपकी ये वादा रहा है. I said, where were you when theatre
when you needed that appreciation?
Theatre में नहीं देखी थी क्या? But that's how it is. That, certain films are ahead of time. We talked about certain films and I think that we all experience.
And another thing I've noticed about your films is you never used foul language, गालियाँ, ऐसे, you didn't
कोई
do
भी
those
use नहीं
things.
करता था. कौन सी हीरोइन use करती थी?
Why is it that it never happened?
Because I think as a society, our culture wasn't that women abused. Do you remember in your school, your mother or your auntie and all abusing?
But you never saw even the actresses, बच्चों को भी थप्पड़ मार रहे हो तो माँ तो मारती है थप्पड़. But you never saw, you only saw कि, चंदा है तू, that way, the sweetest, nicest moms. You never saw that, which we all experienced, our mothers giving us glares.
Frustrated, angry mother.
You only saw that as the sass giving that look to the daughter-in-law. It was so wrong. It was so...
Yeah, it was either black or... See, then the whole transition which happened in films. Today you see, there is no vamp in a movie. Because heroine ही वो dance कर लेती है, item numbers. Heroine है वो कपड़े पहन लेती है. That time, another woman who was very hot and sexy, but she was a slightly different shades, not as goody as the heroine, she would be doing that. But today's changed. A hero today is shooting and killing equally much. First time I saw these 1 or 2 films with Shah Rukh and Hrithik and all, I said, they are actually killing. A hero is shooting and killing. In those days, only the bad guys did that. Or even... so that grey zone has gone away now.
Poonamji, I always wanted to ask, when, you're constantly emoting, acting, shift after shift and things like that, does it make you guys all live in a different emotional plane as compared to, say, a journalist who goes to work and comes back, or a bank job or something like that? Because you're constantly dealing with emotions and then you have to act with actors, act deeply in love, deeply in hate, nothing simple and normal.
That's a very, very question which makes you think. Because I remember when I first started acting, you were suddenly made to do scenes which you've never experienced in life, okay? Whether it was a death of a beloved one or death of a parent, how are you supposed to emote? You've never experienced that emotion, or even that deep love when I'll die without you. This, I mean, you don't know those emotions. So you are either being directed by somebody and getting those, or you're faking it, right? We don't know how to emote. See, today if I know about losing a parent, I've lost both my parents, so I know how I dealt with it. But if I showed that in film, people would find it extremely, ye kya hai? She's not saying nahi and all that. She's not doing all that. I mean, I remember one of my directors telling me, Poonam, when your father, I saw you with him, I found it, very, okay, how is this girl handling? Because my brother wasn't there at that time. He was traveling. My sister was younger to me. And I had to handle everything, including the practical aspects, looking after people, everything. He says, you were like so in charge. You were so how real life you behave and how you behave on screen is absolutely different. Yes, I remember twice getting extremely agitated, breaking down and crying when I did a rape scene. It's not that it was a real life rape. It wasn't, I mean, there were 100 people around and we were all faking it and acting it and the struggle. But because it was that kind of an emotion, when the director said cut, twice it's happened with me. I sat down on the ground and cried and cried. So, and I was like, one scene I remember it was with Dharamji in a film called Qayamat, and one was with Amrish Ji in, which film was that? Teri Meherbaniyan. Both the times, I know I'm acting, I know they're decent people there, nobody is attacking me. But, and that time I was thinking of a poor woman who actually goes to it, when she's alone and she's fighting for her life and fighting, what she must be going through. And we were only doing acting. Even then I was so moved because I realized that I was actually using my strength trying to fight these big men and I was helpless. The frailty and this thing of a woman, the physical frailty. Mentally we may be stronger than a lot of men, but physically we are not. So if there's a big 6-foot man or even a whatever size man pushing at me with full strength, it's very difficult for a woman to be able to fight it. And that really had shaken me up so much that I couldn't, even if I was actually trying to save myself, I couldn't. And in a this environment. So I think you do get affected. You do come home with an emotional baggage to some extent. You come home drained. Very often, if I've done a lot of Rone Dhone ka scene, I would come home and say, Mujhe abhi please, I just want to relax. I just watch something, shift my mind, do something. I don't want to talk or I don't want to. So it does have its impact. I know the actors who just say switch on and off and they are laughing and smiling after it, but it does drain you. It does take a lot of your emotion.
Dusra, I wanted to ask was, because of the whole financial aspect of it, women don't handle their finances in our country. They leave it to their fathers, then they leave it to their brothers. Traditionally, पैसों की बात नहीं करते. Well brought up girls don't talk about money kind of. They don't argue, don't tell their producers कि जितना हीरो को दिया उतना मेरे को भी चाहिए or whatever, and then the men, the producers that I've talked to or the directors, they say अगर हीरोइन के नाम पे पिक्चर चल जाती तो उनको भी उतना ही मिलता. तो it's market forces at play, and there are many actresses who are after having acted for 20-25 years realize that पैसे तो चले गए, उड़ा दिए, किसी ने ले लिए. Financial literacy नहीं होती थी उनसे.
So I think that's where to a certain extent education helps. So if you know what you are earning and if your family is the type who will invest for you rightly, which is important. Of course, I was very young, so I didn't know about investment and all that. But I lost my father also very young. I was 22, 23 when he passed away. So I'm grateful to all investments he made, all the properties he may have bought for me, everything. But at that time, I started asking, I started learning. And my CA later would tell me, and then I would tell him, aisa kar le, iska tax ka aisa, isna. He said, you're the one of the most aware and this thing heroine which I've worked with. He says, jo aap sawal bhi puchte hain, even to educate myself, you have to ask questions, right? So he used to be always telling me, he was dealing with a lot of heroines' accounts. So it is up to yourself. And second thing is, I know even firsthand that if as a heroine, what was rightfully mine, okay, it's a X amount. But if I told the producer, you've not made me my money, and you're supposed to pay me on so and so date or on this shift, they wouldn't take it as a right thing. They would go behind your back and say, यार उसका काम करना नहीं, बहुत professional है.
बहुत प्रोफेशनल है.
बहुत प्रोफेशनल है. अरे प्रोफेशनल होना अच्छी बात है कि खराब बात है?
हाँ.
सो इट वॉज अ नेगेटिव थिंग कि आप पैसे मांगते हैं, आप क्वेश्चन करती हैं, हाउ डेयर यू, यू आर टू प्रोफेशनल, वी डोंट वांट टू डील विद यू. So what was it meant to be? If I ask for my rights, my dues, then I'm not a good person.
And in fact, I've met a couple of actors, women actors, who say that, we are well read, we are well educated, some of us are smart, but we have to dumb ourselves down because you make the actor producer feel less sure about himself. He doesn't want that.
Oh, so I've done that for years. I was this dumb blonde, I didn't understand anything anybody was saying for years and years. And it was for two reasons. It wasn't only that, it was sometime if any, I would say, non-veg jokes were being cracked and anything on the set. So you didn't sit and guffaw with them. You just pretended you not understood only what they've said. So that, that little distance is maintained. Because the moment you start backslapping and cracking non-veg jokes with the heroes, they, in our times, used to think that it's a signal that you are a little more than willing for certain things. So being dumb was very convenient for years. Really. I used to say that about Sri always. I said, Sridevi is such a brilliant actor. She cannot be so brilliant if she was dumb. Media would write, oh, she's dumb. She'll say, ask mummy, ask mummy. I said, that's a ploy. She's a very bright and sharp girl. Otherwise, how can she be such an amazing actor? I refuse to believe that that woman could perform on screen the way she did if she was dumb. How could she?
Yeah, this is what I always found funny when people said कि वो कैमरे के सामने वो कुछ और ही बनती थी. Not possible.
That's odd. It has to come from some space, no? Here, somewhere it has to come from. And where does it come from? It starts all from here, no?
What was your experience of seeing her work? What was she like? What was she like?
I was a fan of hers because I did 2-3 remakes of her South Indian films. Red Rose was a remake of her film. Then I did a film called Nishana, again, which was a remake of her film. So I had seen her in the South film before I actually saw her, and I used to say, wow, what a... That time she wasn't this superstar in Hindi, right? She had not yet come to Hindi. So I've always been an admirer of her work. And of course, worked with her in Karma and in 1 or 2 other films, Judai and whatever. But she was this most subdued person. As you said, everybody says she turns into a...
She didn't have any friends as such, right, Rasti? Like you had Padmini and...
Yeah. I had a lot of other friends also. I was friendly with Kimi also.
Kimi Katkar,
also, Smita.
Where is Kimi Katkar?
Kimi is in Pune.
Okay.
Yeah.
She just left films, right?
Yeah, she's quite happy. Now she's in Goa half the time or something. But
what was that? Jumma Chumma. Oh my God.
She's a very nice girl also. She was very...
Who were the other friends?
So all my colleagues, Tina, we don't meet daily, but we were all colleagues and friends like that.
Did you act in a film with Tina Muneeb?
Tina was Ye Wada Raha.
Ye Wada Raha.
Though we didn't have so much together, but because we used to come at same place when we used to have to switch each other's in the same clothes, in the same thing for him to get.
But hers also, like she was same mold as you in the sense that a sophisticated city girl look, which she was in her fashion sense also, very nice sensibilities.
She was very, very stylish. I used to like the way Tina used to dress.
Hai na? And I guess, you're with Devanand in your first... and look, we're talking about Tina Muneeb's fashion sense, Jaisa Des, Vaisa Bhes.
Yeah, because I remember when I was in school when I first saw her picture in there was a magazine called JS, Junior Statement. Pata nahi kaun sa paper tha wo. So they used to have these blow-ups. And I remember seeing Tina there and such a pretty attractive girl. 2 people who I thought were stunning. Maybe because I was a swimmer myself, Nafisa Ali. in a
gorgeous.
swimming costume. My goodness, what
Yeah,
a stunner
Junoon.
she was. No, that was way before Junoon. That time she
Okay.
was just a swimmer.
And she was Miss India also, right?
She became Miss India later, but when I was in school, she was still, a swimmer. So we used to see her pictures there. So I think these were the girls who I got up seeing, and then I met them and I worked with them also. So it was a different thing. But within my time period, Anita Raj, even today is a friend. So, we all were okay
With
with
her
each other.
fitness regime, Anita Raj,
Anita Raj, she was
like fabulous muscles and all that. Like
we never knew of women lifting weights till I met
Yeah.
Anita Raj. She
Yeah.
would say, "मैं weights करके आऊँ." I said, "Anita, girls don't do weights like this." She says, "No, it's a wrong fallacy. Everybody should do weights." So she was very ahead of her time, and she's continued that.
Who are the
fitness
other
thing.
friends that?
All of them, these were all my colleagues, no?
All your
When we used to
colleagues.
working, whether Rati or Padmini or Tina or these were our time heroines. Anita.
But then you kept your thing कि heroines के साथ ही friendship, not with the...
And I used to wonder when journalists, some other heroines say, heroines cannot be friends. I said, but why not? काम कर रहे हैं ना, उसके बाद तो we are all normal people.
okay.
So it's like, so I think I was one of the first one who say, why can't we be friends with heroines?
So, but the rules and regulations that your mom put for you, would you do that? Because both your children have got into films. What is it that you brought in your parenting to tell your children, ये मत करना, ये करना, ये मैंने गलत किया, ये सही किया मैंने?
Oh gosh, that's a very deep question. Well, I would say first thing is that rules were still there for both my kids, and constantly reiterating the same thing कि ये गलत है, ये सही है, don't do this. At the age they were growing up, a lot of it was to do with smoking, it was to do with drugs, about underage drinking, because I saw it happening around me. So I used to definitely tell them that there's a rest of your life to even have a drink. So I remember when my daughter was probably 14 or something, 15, she was invited to a birthday party which was to be held in a nightclub kind of a thing within parental constraints. So I said, no, you can't go there. She was, why mom, everybody's going here. I said, but it's a bar. Underage kids are not allowed. How are the parents having a party in there are bars there? It's a club. So for me, those were things because we were never allowed to do. Then much later, when she became 18, I let her travel abroad by herself. And she was like, Mom, I can't believe it, you were so strict with me. I said, yeah, because today I feel you're mature enough to take your right decisions. I think you have learned the rights and wrongs, and I trust you. It's the voice, and only
and
thing
to be financially literate also,
yeah,
right?
and to know and they've given very limited money. None of my kids were given money. I use splurge and you splurge. Work on a budget. This is for every trip you're going for. This is your budget. So which was I think normal for a normal.
Or industry may like you'll. To read the fine print, not get taken for a ride.
Yes, of course. Writing your contracts are very important, and also. See, the things have changed. Now they tell me in your life there was no social media. You don't understand this. You don't understand. I said, yes, but I do understand certain ways the show business work. Both of them don't want to be in front of the constant Instagram and social media. They don't believe in that.
Achha.
So I said, but you have to be seen in the industry. So they disagree with me on that.
But you know so much about the industry. I mean, you were part of the FCAT, that is the Film Certification Appellate Tribunal.
Yes.
That and CINTA. So tell me your experiences with both these organizations when you decide to get on to the management part of film industry.
See, basically, FCAT was a very, I think, a learning experience for me because films which have problems with censor, right? After censor bans a film or tells them ye 20 cut karo, and the producer says nahi ye mere ko explain karna hai. They can't keep going back to the censor board and getting hearing again and again. So that film comes to FCAT. We used to come to FCAT. Now FCAT has been disbanded, which I personally feel that we do need a tribunal for the film industry. Because today if a film is rejected by censor or it's banned by censor, today a producer has to go to court directly. So which judge is going to sit and watch a 3-hour film and say ये dialogue ठीक नहीं है और फिर से उन लोग cuts करेंगे और फिर से watch करेंगे 3 घंटे की ये ठीक है. in the tribunal, we used to watch a film, sometimes 3 times also. There were certain controversial films, especially if it was related to violence or women or political agendas. So we would watch the whole film sincerely for 2.5 hours and then debate, hear the producer, hear the director, and then say, okay, we are suggesting you all do this. Why don't, see, we can say cut. But if you do it, I was the only one from film industry. बाकी एक judge था, 2 journalists थे, ये वो. So there were 5 people tribunal. I was the only person representing film industry. So I used to know how a producer will feel if you say, ये 10 feet निकाल दो इसके, 10 frame निकाल दो इसके. ऐसा नहीं होता है ना. You have to have a cohesive
continuity भी होना है.
हाँ, and एक स्टोरी टेलिंग एक प्रॉपर. सो आई वुड टेल देम, नहीं आप लोग खुद करके दो. वी आर टेलिंग यू, एडिट इट एंड गिव इट बैक. वील सी इट अगेन. So we would see it again, and maybe a third time. There were certain films we saw three times. And today I think producer, what happens is I would also express to the rest of the tribunal people कि इनकी अगर release fixed है, we need to expedite it. Let's give them a fair, because ये theatre का chain फिर नहीं मिलेगा उनको. They've started their publicity. We need to. So I used to express the problems of the film industry and try and get them the best possible solution. एंड वेयर इज टुडे नाउ, कोर्ट गए तो आपको कब डेट मिलेगी कोर्ट में? आपने सब थिएटर्स बुक कर लिए हैं, पब्लिसिटी आपकी है. इट यू कुड गो बैक 3 months, 2 months, 5 months, you don't know. I think that happened recently. Kangana's film, it happened now. I don't know how many months it went back. So that is what I think a tribunal. And somebody told me, ये tribunals तो इसलिए हटाए हैं क्योंकि बहुत खर्चे होते हैं उसमें. I said, but खर्चे क्या होते हैं? Nobody has paid anything.
I think it's the people who were part of it. I mean, it becomes that whole thing कि किसको appoint करना है, किसको नहीं appoint करना. All those things also happen.
But that is a certain IMB ministry has to take a call based on experience. And so I remember, sir, हमको 500 रुपए मिलते थे फिल्म देखने के लिए. उसमें कौन सा बजट कुछ हो रहा है? Later than our chairperson who came in, he said थोड़ा सा तो बढ़ाना चाहिए स्क्रीनिंग का पैसा, ऐसा कैसा. Everybody used to come in their own cars, come and sit there, watch a film and go back. I was the only one who used to come from Bombay. So and then at one time I used to try and see 4-5 films जो हो सकते हैं.
Everything becomes political in this country, I think.
I don't know that, but I was told that a lot of tribunals were disbanded at that time.
Correct.
Which I'm not exactly aware of, but Film and Censor Tribunal.
So Jaya Bachchan just recently went on the floor of the parliament and said that accused the ruling party and the government, the treasury benches, कि आप खत्म कर रहे हैं film industry को. The kind of taxations that you're doing, it's unfair. And she says, on behalf of the film industry, she said, I'm raising my voice against all that's happening. And of course, the BJP had said that we are not the ones who do it. ये Congress party ने emergency के time फलां किया, ये किया, वो किया.
See, we can't keep going back to history. Sometimes we need to see that we are in 2025. What is relevant today is relevant today. It wasn't relevant. In fact, I'm part of CINTA, which is the Cine and Television Artist Association. I'm the president of that. The problems which we are facing today is what today's artists are facing. That wasn't there 20 years ago. That time people were given payment as per the contract, end of the day, end of the month. Today a television actor especially gets payment after 90 days. 90 days is 3 months. And if I've done work today, and if my payment is given to me after 90 days, and I'm talking about small term actors who earn few thousand per day and they get work 2 to 3 days in a month. We are not talking about stars who are getting lakhs of rupees or crores of rupees. उनके तो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट से सब पैसे आ जाते हैं. पैसे नहीं मिलेंगे तो वो घर से निकलेंगे नहीं. But these small time actors, somebody who's playing maybe
and technicians, dancers, all those spot boys.
उन लोगों को फिर भी मिल जाते हैं on daily basis per day.
Okay, the character
actors are not getting. Actors who are playing, maybe he's playing a chauffeur or he's playing a waiter or he's playing XYZ, a lawyer or a doctor in the thing, जो एक दिन का काम आके चला गया. फिर उसके पैसे वो 90 दिन वेट करेगा. He has a family, he has children, he has bills to pay, he has to give electricity bill. So, one of the actors had made a little thing on television. He said, I'm having a coffee today. What if I tell this shopkeeper that मैं तुम्हें 90 दिन के बाद दूंगा, इसके पैसे अभी मेरे पास नहीं है, मैं कॉफ़ी अभी पी लेता हूँ, but I'll pay you. Will it be accepted anywhere? How am I supposed to live? Can I tell my teachers, kids, I'll pay you after so many months? So, these are things which we are trying to bring forth too. And we are not saying that for every actor. Not the big actors, they are fending. They have their legal support. They can go to court. But these actors don't even have a contract. Earlier, they were given money for conveyance. Okay, they were given like 300 rupees to come. Today, they are asking for 500 rupees. But they are not given. They are expected to reach XYZ place, which is like maybe 2 hours drive away, and not given conveyance. They don't have their cars. They don't have. How are they going to come and go to work? And if they are late in work, they'll say, "Tum time pe nahi aaye." And they are the last ones left at the shoot. अगर 12 बजे छोड़ेंगे, अगले दिन बोलेंगे 7 बजे आ जाना. So the unfairness of it, the pain of it is so much that I'm really trying my best to bring this to the notice of our authorities.
Well, more power to you. I hope something works.
I hope so. And what Jayaji said is another issue altogether. We are talking about the industry, having certain economic this thing. They want tax relief. In no budget ever film industry is mentioned. Certain relief for film industry, because this I said many years ago that actors have a short lifespan. At least in our time it was, तो इतना भी पैसा नहीं मिलता था जो आज मिल रहा है. Except for the top 5-10. Everybody else has a short time span. अभी खत्म हो गया career तो over. How are you going to live for the rest of your life? You finish your career in 4 years, 5 years, 7 years. And then you're expected to live till 70, 80, 90 years of life. How are you? Don't have that kind of money. So either give us some relief from some way, saying that, okay, an actor maybe get certain facilities in terms of taxation. Entertainment industry ko aap pura as a industry kuch help karo. So all these
industry
things
status, yeah. So another question which I have for you is that you joined BJP in way back in 2004. Electoral politics never interested you कि elections लड़ूं मैं?
Actually when I joined politics, it wasn't with the intention of being a politician. I used to do a lot of social work with a lot of NGOs. Being this kind of person I was working with the drug awareness schemes in those days. कि बच्चों, that time drugs was a big issue. कि स्कूलों में जाके बच्चों को aware करना चाहिए about drugs. Then I used to work for the National Association of Blind. I used to work. One of my very passionate subjects was organ donation. I wanted to talk to people about cadaverous organ donation, because once you're dead, you need to, what are you going to do with your XYZ part of your body? So donate your organ. So various things, and I come from a family of doctors and they're gynecologists, so family planning was a big thing. I used to see in those days, I used to feel population is a big problem in India. We should bring people away. So I used to work with all these organizations, but like a simple thing like school mein, education mein, let's teach the kids about drug awareness. You can't just go and start informing kids, you have to take permission. Then permission has to come from via the government. So we would go to the education minister, we would talk to this one. I said, कुछ भी अच्छा काम भी करना है, so you need political power, you need political influence, which I'm feeling now with being Sinta president, that for getting the SOPs of an industry, we need to go to the government. I can't do it. I may be the president of Sinta. I can't tell the producer, आप ऐसे time पे दो. Till the government passes that rule, it's not going to happen.
Legislation चाहिए.
Anything needs legislation. Whether it's safeguarding or it's getting facility, that's when my mind started, I need to join politics. And I had joined BJP in 2004, as you said. And I was very active for some time. And then I realized that that elbow in and get a place for myself wasn't my nature. I was like, a little shy and timid, and I wasn't really the... but of course, when you said electoral politics, I was offered. Arun Jaitley ji तब थे, उन्होंने मुझसे बोला था. In fact, when I first joined, तो मुझसे पूछा गया था, you will join politics, what do you want in return? I said, what do I want in return? They said, do you want Rajya Sabha? I could have put that condition. I said, no, I don't want anything. I don't want Rajya Sabha. Now today I look back and say how naive and, innocent I was. I said, no, I just want to make a difference. I want to do good work. I want to do a thing. So if you say, no, I don't want anything in return, then you'll get nothing in return. So you have to be a hardcore, demanding
negotiator.
So I was, of course, today I'm a little more aware of how things work. But still, I think doing a good work is very important. There was a time when I was offered somewhere in Punjab a seat, and I said, if I get from Chandigarh is what I would want, because that's my hometown.
That's right.
And that, of course, that time there was somebody else had been promised.
So you never know, Punjab is going to go for polls. Maybe you will stand for election from Punjab?
See, Punjab was offered to me once or twice, but I don't know, in my typical, I would say not so smart self, I was wanting a certain place because I feel Chandigarh was my hometown. I grew up there, went to school there.
Kiran Kher stood for election.
Kiran was there that time. So I said, okay, Kiran is there, and she was, I think, a popular choice at that time. But after that, again, then...
2 terms I think she had from there.
She had 2
after
terms.
That.
I was offered another, I don't want to name because
another
it's
constituency.
Another constituency. And
I would love to see you contest an election. It would be such fun to cover you.
Yeah, but it's a very, very
it's a
tough journey.
Yeah.
And I think the temperament which you need for it is of a different nature, which I think I'm slowly smartening up to it. I'm to an extent naive even now, but I'm less naive than I was 10 years ago.
And it's not as if people will vote for you just because you were an actor. Because there's been a long period of, you not doing this movie a year, 2 movies a year. वो नहीं है. So, there's a lot that you have done post that.
Yeah, and people need to believe in your integrity and your intentions. I think the 2 main things for any politician is your intentions have to be correct. It doesn't mean everything you do will turn out right, but your intention has to be.
And there's never been any negativity associated with your name. So I think you come with a clean slate.
I hope
completely.
So. I've tried to stay away from all that. But I would say that even Arun Govil recently in Parliament brought up the actors thing. Because, we've had so many actors who've gone into the Parliament, but they've never fought for our industry to that extent. अभी जय जी ने बोला है, अरुण गोविल ने कुछ बोला था, but they've been like umpteen number of actors. Unfortunately, lot of them don't even attend Parliament. They are the ones who, थोड़ा सा actors को non-seriously लेना या frivolously लेना उनकी वजह से हुआ है. And which is sad because just because you're an actor doesn't mean you are dumb or you don't have the social or consciousness or the intelligence. I mean, we had other actors like Shatrughan Sinha in those days was very aware and clued in. Vinod Khanna was there. So, they have kept their... and one learns. Nobody is a politician from birth. So, I'm very, very aware of what goes on. So, a lot of times I remember meeting people, they said, we've never met an actress who knows so much about politics. I said, because I'm interested in it.
Good.
I like hearing, I like knowing what is happening in our country.
And wanting to make a change. I'm so glad that you still have the zeal, even though there's been a long period in politics, which, you didn't do much as far as politics is concerned. You were doing for the unions and things.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's been great talking to you, Poonamji. Thank you so much for spending time with us and giving us so much over. I think we finished 4 decades of film industry or 3 decades at least of the film industry that we talked about today. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you. Honestly, I enjoyed reliving those moments with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching or listening to this edition of the ANI podcast with Smita Prakash. Do like or subscribe on whichever channel you have seen this or heard this. Namaste. Jai Hind. This episode is powered by easemytrip.com. Click here to watch the previous episodes.